Landslides have come down through the rainforest. There's the contents of people's homes and sheds.
Came through expecting to see no one alive.
Try and get a few really nice fish to also share with the community.
We're gonna have a good feed tonight.
Well done, mate. Nice to meet you.
For the far north, this disaster is unprecedented.
This year we experienced a once-in-a-lifetime flood event, erupting and damaging insane amount of homes, roads, wilderness, and the natural environment. A good friend of mine, Alec, who I've known for close to 20 years, lives in the affected area, a 6-hour drive north of where I live. So after hearing that his family and community were doing it pretty tough, I hooked up the boat, threw in the fishing and spearing gear, and picked him up with some supplies to head back up to where the roads had just opened to spend a couple of days catching up with him and checking in.
I came through here probably 6 months ago and I don't recognise this road in. I just don't recognise it at all.
This was all river. What they've done now is dug the river on the other side of the bank so that it stops eating the road away, and it's worked so far, but any floods that come from now on, I mean, it's the beginning of the flood season, so this hasn't finished. This is only the beginning.
All the bitumen road just eaten out next to us. You can just tell how much force there would have been coming down here to eat away the bitumen. There's a spring that's coming down here, eating the road out. Oh, look at that landslide. That would have come down there. This is a makeshift ramp that has got sort of rolled out and created in the last week. A bit of a boat ramp shed that's got washed away. And then here's heaps of tanks, a few tanks of fuel that were dropped off by a barge. Oh, we just got the boat in, the sun's just about to rise. We're gonna head out and get a feed of fish. All right, so we ventured out on the water this morning, out of the river and out onto the Great Barrier Reef where the conditions are pretty prime. We've got clean water behind us. Alec and I are going to jump in and try and get a good haul of fish because, yeah, Alex mentioned to me that a lot of people have been going without, any tucker, like no supplies, no services for the last few weeks. So everyone's been trying to live off fish, you know, share and barter with what they have. And, you know, not only have a lot of people completely lost their homes, their sheds, like literally everything that they have, but anyone who had a boat now doesn't have a boat. There's only, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 boats left in the community. So we're going to jump in, get trigger happy, try and get a few really nice fish for ourselves for lunch and dinner, but to also share with the community and Alec's family. Alex said he quickly needed to check the rock. All good down there, Skipper?
Trout there.
Trout?
Trout there, boy.
Let's have a go at this rock in front of the boat. Huge white rock, big plate coral on it. It drops away to 12, 13 meters on the other side. Let's get in. Nice fish, mate, well done. Nice trout, mate.
Sort of in a hole in front of that rock.
Show us what you got, Alec.
Wonderful. Tea leaf trevally.
A lot of people reckon they're not good tucker. What do you have to say to them?
As a commercial live trout fisherman, as of the last 20 years, this is an A-grade piece of fillet. Good in curries, good sashimi. Raw, all day, every day. I wouldn't eat a trout, I need bottom-dwelling fish for sashimi. This and Spanish mackerel, but these are my favourite.
Wow, that is a really nice fillet. This is our first batch of limes from our lime tree at home.
First batch?
Yeah, mate.
What?
First batch.
Oh.
New tree.
Hey?
2 years old. And there you have it, simple seafood for lunch. Got a chili leaf trevally, just literally with lime, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. And I've also got some soy sauce, but I'm gonna throw that on top of the, inside the esky, on top of the ice, just let it cool for 10 minutes.
That is the bee's knees.
I can't believe you're eating trevally. Trevally are no good eating.
Not here.
That's
Even
amazing.
on tuna, like people froth yellowfin and doggies for sashimi. I mean, they are very nice, but you know, you got to put a lot of effort in to catch one of those. These bastards,
Just as good.
Just as good, if not better. There's plenty available, and why not?
We're gonna have a little bit of smoko now, and then we'll head back up on top of the reef, another spot where the current's sitting, hopefully find some bait and a few more fish. Man, the coral life here is amazing. We've come back in from the reef where it's generally a lot cleaner now into the coastline and these sort of like fringing reefs along the headland. And it's generally a bit more greener, the water, but we've got a light incoming tide. The wind hasn't come up too much and it looks pretty clean. So fingers crossed, Alec and I are gonna jump in and see if we can get a couple of golden snapper or finger mark.
Coastal diving up this way is a fair bit more sketchy than the reef. You got saltwater crocodiles, box jellyfish and bull sharks, and it's not often clean. But when it is, there's a lot of fish.
Finger mark. Finger mark I shot it, but I only had one rubber and stoned it, and then I swam down and like had to catch it, like half flicker it on the bottom. Yeah. Oh mate, what a fish! Oh bro, that's such a special fish. Hey. Fucking golden snaps, mate. Trout. Well done. Like I didn't see him. Where was he? On the edge of the cave.
You get massive tuskies here, right?
Yeah, roger.
Husky rocks that one back there.
Yeah! Oh,
Boys, on the coast!
In the dirty water. There's a little bit of variety from the first rock that we jumped in on. The big golden snapper or a finger mark. And Alec got a trout, finger mark, and a beautiful big gold spot. Along the coast here, there's how often would it be clean? Not often, eh? Only like a few months of the year, if that.
A few weeks of the
year.
year.
Weeks of the year.
Woo! Golden snappers for days. Some of our rescued fish. Nice gold spot, boys. The muscle's still twitching.
Church.
Fresh.
Fresh.
Fish is best.
Yeah, boy.
Got there. I've got a red trout.
Check, boy.
Up there. Sweet.
Sure.
Alec, what do you reckon? I need a bigger chain? Bigger anchor rope?
Solid, eh?
Oh, jeez. No gym required. So we've just come back to land to grab chainsaws, fuel, bit of oil, boots, machete, beers, and we're heading upstream to go and see what they're calling Ground Zero, where houses were lost and the most destruction after this natural disaster was. It's really hard to put into words, but crab pots and floats and clothes, tools, fire pit, big speaker, drums. It's honestly carnage. It's like floorboards and guttering, and yeah, it's just all the contents of someone's house. Barbed wire. Just got the drone up to get an eagle eye view of the creek and all the banks and a couple of the houses, one of which was a house pad. The house roof, walls, absolutely everything but the foundation, but the house pad is completely gone down the river into the ocean. There's a lady dancing Buddha of some description. It's actually quite nice. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a cleanup crew here now from Ergon or another section of the government, but the boys have got the chainsaws. I'm gonna go up, go find mine, get it fueled up, and start a bit of a cleanup. I feel like the afternoon that I put in here giving a hand really is barely scratching the surface, but at least it's something. Yeah, like I said, it's really difficult to put into words what it is like now, let alone what it would have been like for, say, Alec's parents that were on the roof at, 9 o'clock at night, and then went from the roof to multiple trees connected by bed sheets, at midnight as the river was just violently surging and rising meters of water every hour. They were up there for like 10 or 11 hours. She told me the story last night, which makes you pretty emotional thinking about it, hearing it, and putting yourself in that position.
We ended up in this tree here. That's the one we call the tree of life. It was like that before, and now it's lost some of its side ones. It just looked like that necklace the girls up there.
And is that where Alec picked you up from, that tree?
That tree, yeah.
Oh mate, what was this here?
That was my freezer shed.
That was your freezer shed?
We ended up on the biggest branch going sideways up there.
Yeah.
Well, standing on that.
Mate,
holding on to the branch above it.
Like, I got the drone up and had a look at an aerial view, and there's very few trees still standing. So,
I know,
like,
man.
unbelievably lucky.
I know, unbelievably lucky. Well, look at the size of this fucking thing here. Really?
Jeez, you got a solid brick home.
Yeah, it was a really good house.
Yeah.
We were rich.
This was one of the little fishing sheds. The water has been 8 meters over this. There's just still a lure hanging here. Oh man. It's just everywhere you look surprises you at how much force would have been coming down this river. Well, this isn't the river, this is where all the homes were, but how much water was pushing through here. Just want to give you a closer look of where Alec's parents went from the top of the roof. They swam across the surge to get up in this mango tree. Look at this, power lines and just like food and ladders and fishing rods and chairs, shit everywhere. Whole net. There's a bed sheet, like a series of bed sheets. Alec's dad's tied around there to hold them in the tree. And he said it was that cold they thought they were going to get hypothermia. What time of the morning did you come through here?
Oh, we were up about 7 a.m. Heard that ship was going down, and then got the boat ready, did a service, got here about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because the boat wasn't ready to go. It'd been sitting in the rain and the motor hadn't been run for a year or something.
It'd been 12 months plus. Had been sitting in the rain, had to service her, make sure she was going to do the job. Came through from this direction, through the trees.
Yeah. Where was the water, like on that coconut tree or something?
Oh yeah, it was about 1.5 meters underneath where the branches start, sort of a bit higher.
Yeah, so the water was up here.
Yeah.
Well, like where that cloth is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your parents were just clinging in here?
They were up in the nest and top.
Yeah, fuck, it would have been good seeing them alive.
Oh, I was pretty stoked. I came through expecting to see no one alive, and then I saw Jim, our neighbour. He was alive, old fella that was in, you know, just as bad a position, but he was safe at the time. And then I seen the next two neighbours. They were on their roof, but they were saved fish, and I was going to keep coming until I made it to the house. There was no one there. I was pretty upset, and then I heard someone yelling out really weakly. I was like, it was a really weak yell. I was like, oh, someone's there. And then we came back around, and they were up in this tree. And
what was the sound of the water moving like?
Oh, it was a roar.
Yeah, like deafening.
Fierce roar. Oh, it was
like
early
just
on.
Grumbling, like, roar.
Yeah, I think it was the noise of the river combined with the noise of the waterfalls.
Yeah.
The big waterfall up each direction, and the Low Fall is the big one. I think the sound of that, because of the amount of water, volume of water coming down, that falls would have just been crazy.
Yeah, it's good to see there's like a fair bit of support here now, like energy and clean-up crews.
It's been nearly 3 weeks, and this is the first day that people have rocked up.
Yeah, okay.
So it's good to see that they've finally arrived, and Ergon's doing a good job. They're putting the lines back through. They've already got one power pole up and one line across the river. I mean, all the power lines are gone. This is a power pole here from who knows where. It's come down as well. There was another house over here that's gone now.
So there was a house here.
Just up the back, you can see the slab. The house the old man built 45 years ago out of what he could find back in the day. I think
So your original family house was here before you were born?
No, I was born here.
Yeah.
I grew up here for a few years.
You're probably conceived in there too, mate.
Probably.
Hey?
That was on a reef somewhere.
On the boat.
on a bombie. Just what's left of the old house.
Oh man.
Yeah, a lot of memories here over the years. A lot of good things came to this place. It was very sentimental. Not much left of it now. A bit of a stone wall and a fireplace and the slab.
That's about it. Oh man.
You can see the force of the water, like she's ripped through it real fiercely.
Straight over.
Look at the regrowth. This is running bamboo. It's a bit of a pest, but
Just all coming back up.
that's not it. You know, nearly 3 weeks of growth. Look how high it is.
Yeah, it's like as you look around, you realise you really need like pretty significant machinery to like attempt to clean up. Like the bulk of the cleanup, it's going to take a very long time.
What's inside the house, all the mud that has been washed out, is just now outside the house, around the house. So the house is surrounded in bulk mud.
Yeah.
The guys cleaning it today were wearing hazmat suits because of the dead dogs. Gets a bit emotional, eh?
Happy that most of yous are, well, the majority of the community are alive and well. Didn't, you know, kill more people.
Yeah, well, Ray was the only one we couldn't find that morning.
Yeah.
And I went up to where he lives, and there's nothing more than this. And they asked me for 3 days, what do you think would happen to Ray? I was just like,
gone. Yeah.
There's no surviving that.
I hope that you're around if it does happen again, mate.
Oh, mate.
Oh, thanks for sharing, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Just there like that, rock solid.
I think you definitely need to tell the Premier that you need a pub here.
Yeah,
If there's one good thing that comes from this disaster, you get a quality pub. Where the reef meets the rainforest, a really good pub.
That's it. Well, then we get people.
Yeah.
And people bring money and jobs and opportunities.
Yep.
You know, we should have reef boats going out the reef, and we should have river tours going out.
Oh mate, you got jungle perch here, one of the most sought after fish, barramundi, mud crabs, waterfalls, tree kangaroos.
Yeah, we've got pristine beaches. We've got Cedar Bay just around the corner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got the mountains. We've got bloody everything.
Yeah. A little bit of chainsaw and a couple of beers with Bill, and we're back on the boat. It really feels like we didn't at all even scratch the surface, but I think just being there for morale proved to be beneficial. Definitely hope that's the case anyway. Also, I'll just share with you that just before we came and jumped in the boat to leave, Bill said to me, he's like, mate, just be very careful around the water, in the creek, at the boat ramp. There's a few really big crocs getting around. It's a real threat, be very vigilant. And he said they're really pissed off because they've lost all their nests. This time of the year is when the big saltwater crocodiles have been nesting, and yeah, all of the nests obviously would have been completely destroyed. So yeah, I can imagine they're super pissed off. And plus there'd probably be a lack of food around unless they're, you know, feeding on dead wallabies and pigs or different animals that have died in the flood. All right, we'll see you for dinner, guys. Fresh fish for dinner. You.
It was getting later in the afternoon, so we got the boat out of the water and shared some fish with a few of the locals.
A little finger mark that I shot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, you've been through a lot, both of you.
Far out. You're our bloody...
You need a medal, mate?
You're our angel, Alec. You and Jess.
I just run
Jesus.
around like a turkey getting shit done. It's like Julie's the brains of the operation.
She's the brains of the operation.
No way.
Oh, no, I think it's mutually beneficial, mate.
No, he didn't even... He said, like, I thought this was a one-way trip. He got in that boat and off he went.
Still got to go, eh?
That's a big call, one-way trip.
One-way trip.
That's what I said to Jesse. I was like, this is probably not a pretty...
We're probably not coming back.
What
And she
are you gonna
fucking
do?
got in that boat too and was gone.
All right, mate, we made it.
Nice to meet you. Hope you and the crew enjoy the fish.
Oh, we will.
So I've ended up in one of the locals' houses here this afternoon for sunset, having beers and rums and all the rest of it. That's progressed into dinner. Alec slabbed up 4 of the fish. We got the gold spot cod, that half of the trevally, a really big trout, one of those really nice big finger mark. And I've got the absolute privilege of being able to cook for everyone. Some of those who have lost their houses, lost their cars, lost literally everything. Some of which have just been like non-stop for 3 weeks, haven't slept, helping out the community, whether it's on machinery, whether it's helping coordinate, rescue crews, barge drop-offs, helicopters with help and all that sort of stuff. So basically they're all exhausted, letting the pace off a little bit tonight on a Friday night after a very, very, extremely traumatic last 3 weeks. So I feel like I've barely been able to help in any of the clean-up, but at least I can cook everyone a meal. Simple seafood, that's the entree. I've got finger mark fingers, just with a little bit of turmeric powder, garlic, salt, and I'll get a lime or lemon to go over the top of it. So hopefully it's good. Hey guys, I got a little bit of an entree. Please let me know what you think. There's a lot of professional fishermen here, so I'm a bit nervous.
It's pretty
Finger mark from out the front.
Oh man. I'm a professional eater, bro, and that is well.
Good.
Yeah, that is so good, bro.
Awesome. Happy to hear.
Is that the finger mark?
I bet. I figured there'd be a bit of hunger getting around the camp. Hey guys, just a little entree sample of finger mark. Just go for gold.
I like cake.
Hopefully it's up to scratch. Alright, I'll see you in the morning. This is the setup. It's a little humble tent with a knife and the water bottle next to me. Little mat. And a sky full of stars up there. See you in the morning. Hi, good morning. We're out on the water again, and Alec and I, instead of heading out to the reef today, we've decided to head as north as we can this morning while the weather allows, just to get a bit more of an insight into what the coastline is looking like. It's been years since I've traveled this coastline, and yeah, seeing it now after that rain event, it's pretty surreal. Like these huge scars through the landscape where landslides have come down through the rainforest. There's massive, like hundreds of year old trees that have now become snags at the mouth of these rivers that have completely opened up, spreading like silt and sand and everything that, comes out of the river after 3 meters of rain in 3 days. And all along the beaches for dozens of miles, all the little beaches, bays and coves, there's the contents of people's homes and sheds. There's tinnies, there's larger boats, absolutely everything you could imagine all over the beaches. So yeah, it's definitely the calm after the storm at the moment. Like if you didn't know any better, it'd look absolutely spectacular. But yeah, I haven't been to these particular bays and beaches, but Alec says they look pretty different than they used to anyway.
Oh, a lot different, mate. It's all different to me. I've been here my whole life, and it's surreal just to see the changes after the amount of rain we've had.
We've just winded our way out of the creek and come between half a mile and a mile out of this river system, and there's just ginormous trees the whole way out, all along the coast, mouth of the river, even way out here. It's 12 meters deep here, and there's the top of a tree, top branch of a tree just sticking out. You can just see it trailing all the way down there. That'd be like a 100-year-old tree. Oh, and of course there's Fish all over the sounder. We just sounded over a tiny little sort of indent in the ocean floor. And Alec's like, mate, that's a wonky hole, that's a wonky hole, get the lines down. So we've literally just dropped a line down, and before it hit the bottom, I've been absolutely smoked by I don't know what, but it could be a good fish.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah! Right before that squall come to hit us. I got a feeling this is gonna be a good fish, mate. It's coming up. Yeah. We're only in about 18 meters of water, so it's pretty shallow.
Generally what you're looking for is head shakes. You can sort of feel their tail, and you know, if you're...
What's that looking like?
That's good.
Yeah?
It's not walking too much. Give it a...
Oh, mate, this is so good. 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh.
Right and early, get the gas ready. There he is. Oh, big silver. Nice lad. Yeah, big nanny. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Oh, bro!
Hey!
No way! Oh, bro!
Good work, brother.
Hold it up, man.
What did that take? All of about 30 seconds.
Oh, mate, if that.
That's a nice fish, brother.
They usually bite pretty quick. Wow, it's a spectacular fish, man. That's a proper dream fish right there, largemouth nanagai.
Hey, good trip, eh? Look at the sounder.
Oh,
Live.
look at that.
It's all bait.
This is all bait. That's where my line and the fish sort of came up. And that all there is just, yeah, it's all where it's at.
Yeah, close to 7 kilo-y. You gotta be happy with that, mate.
Oh,
hey?
bro! All right,
boys.
All right, your turn, mate. Line's down, eh? How's that squall out there, bro?
Squalls, eh? Hopefully she goes left.
Come,
Right.
just go that way. Not this way, not this way. She's squalling, mate.
Squalling out the squall.
Lucky we got the Super Bimini 10,000.
Hey.
As soon as we caught that fish, the squalls come in, so we're just gonna ride it out.
We're in a good patch. We found a good wonky this one.
All right, let's see if we can get another fish. There's not much wind in it, fortunately, eh?
Yeah, it's good. See all the very straight pigeons.
All the birds, yeah. Oh. Oh.
Big one. Big dog, that's a bigger one.
Mate, that is huge.
Big old wonky. Donkey, nanny.
Mate, what's your tips and tricks for people who want to try and catch one, mate? Bait or gear, or what do you reckon?
Yeah, if you can get them on a wonkies. Wonkies are hard to find, but if you put the time and the effort in, and you've got a good sounder set up, and you're in the right area, typically off headlands, generally is where you're going to find your best wonkies, but you can get them right out the reef, in between reefs. Every time you catch one, you're bloody over the moon. They're a wonderful fish, second to none on the table. Bloody.
Well done, brother.
We're going to have a good feed tonight.
Well done, mate. All right, we just wanted to give you a bit of an appreciation for these beautiful silvers. Largemouth nanagai.
Saddletail snapper.
Whoa.
Out there, couple straight off the wonky, fresh as it gets.
That's unreal. Well, we got our 2 good fish for the morning. That's it. We're going to head back in and do a bit of work for the afternoon.
Woo! Survivors.
Oh, mate, I'm just about speechless. Mate.
She's good to go?
Yeah, she's all good. We'll go back to yours, get the gear, and
yeah,
go back over to your
on the old boy.
Old boy's place, ground zero, as they're calling it.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you for this morning. Morale was very high.
we had a good session.
Yeah. Back by what, 9:30, 10 o'clock? Done.
10 o'clock, there and done.
Oh, I didn't know it was going to be so deep. Oh.
Bit of a drop there, mate.
Lucky we took the boat off before we came. Oh, man. A week ago, what, they pushed dozers through?
Excavators.
Excavators.
Yeah. They were scared to bring the dozers down because the ground's so soft. They sink. Excavators can claw their way back out if they do start sinking.
How many lots are down here? How many homes?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 homes.
6 properties.
And then a few up this way.
Oh, there's one less. That's where Ray Dark, the fellow that died or passed away, you know, disappeared. That's his house. Just where pink tape is over there. They'd have it recorded out. It's probably a fucking.
We're almost at Alec's parents' place where we were yesterday afternoon, but instead of taking the boat probably seeing the truck going the road access, which only opened a week ago. And it's difficult to put into words, and I hope this gives somewhat of like an insight into like how devastating this has been. But yeah, it's just extreme. It's super emotional. Alec and I were just saying how the last couple of days we've been together, it's just been this series of highs and lows, like highs being out at the reef and underwater and enjoying the natural beauty of the place, but then like just the deep sadness that a lot of people are feeling right now. They're exhausted, they're, you know, maybe a little bit anxious for the future, they're frustrated, they're like still in shock, they're tired, they're resilient and battlers, and it's been so inspiring to see the emotional fortitude that everyone has here. Like literally his dad and mum have their pajamas, that's all they have. Yeah, this is the driveway to Alec's parents' place. You can see the emergency services crew have come through here with excavators and really big chainsaws and cleared their way in. And we're meeting Bill, Alec's dad, here now for the afternoon. Bill's car went completely under the water, so yeah, we're gonna see where that's at and hopefully can get started again.
I'll give them a little brush with the fucking wire brush so the nice thread's nice when it goes back in.
We've got water and an esky of ice for morale boosters. We brought a few tools and some oil to try and get this car. How far you reckon this was underwater? 5-6 meters?
Yeah, 7.
7 meters underwater.
Yeah, it was over the roof there and it was just parked here, so.
This is the inside
Pretty deep.
Inside of the truck. All the mud and sticks and everything have been cleaned out of this. This has been cleaned out, bro.
Ah, good to go, mate. You're a bloody detailer. I'm like, hey, speaking spam.
Yeah, they're confident they're going to get this started, and it was 6-7 meters underwater for, what, day and a half? It's good to see everyone together, having a few drinks, sharing a few war stories. It's just good for morale, getting people together instead of being by yourself, isolated, which quite a lot of people have been. Look, power lines are still in the yard down. Bananas are coming back though, good to see.
She's the unbeatable, unbreakable.
Well, she's earned her place in your heart. How's this? Withstood the flood and all the debris that came down. A glass bubble. The amount of times I've searched on a beach for one of these. And here's the workbench. Been pulling apart a starter motor. Yeah, slowly chipping away at the vehicle. Had a little bit of look around the house. Some interesting stuff, like the bookshelves everywhere. It's actually one of my favourite books, Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. An adventure of the mind and spirit.
He was like, oh, I just want to let you know we cut this gate.
Yeah, Billy Goat Creek.
Yeah, so this was where the cement slab was for the causeway. Oh, the bridge. That's where it ended up. I'll be honest with you, it's really been a roller coaster of emotions this trip. The real highs of catching the fish and being underwater and seeing all the coral life and, you know, being immersed in nature, but then coming back and seeing the sadness, the destruction of what has happened. But through it all, been incredibly inspired by the community, the locals here, the volunteers, you know, people on the ground, just the ability for people to dig deep in such a sad, destructive situation where you're looking around you going, how are we going to move forward from this? What is the path to getting on the other side of this? You can just get this sense that everyone's just like, oh, this is so overwhelming, but they're super stoic. They're just getting it done. They're all helping each other out, and it's been really positive to see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you tell your mates you love them. Be kind to each other. Hope you get out there yourself. For now, cold beers have been cracked. I'm gonna help Alec around his place a little bit just for sunset, mow the lawn, clean up a bit, and cook a bit of fish for dinner. Phew.